Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video breakdown. In today's video, I have a special guest for you all, one of our CYPRX students from Mexico. Having been part of this CYPRX community for over a year now, he is going to give you guys some valuable insights into his perspective about the markets. And then we're going to go over into a trade technical analysis setup that he placed on Bitcoin today, utilizing some of the valuable information that we give in the CYPRX private community. If you all enjoy these video breakdowns and this perspective from one of our CYPRX superior traders, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. If you're interested in joining us here at CYPRX, you guys can always visit cyprxtrading.com. Feel free to reach out to the customer support email in the link in the description down below this YouTube video. If you all want to schedule a Zoom call or video chat with me myself before you join our private community. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video breakdown.
What's up, man? How are you?
Fine. Getting ready for picking up my kid from school in about an hour or so.
I feel that, brother. I'm in that same boat, man. It's definitely an interesting journey having children and taking on entrepreneurship and trading and whatnot. But yeah, man, I just wanted to touch base with you, ask you a couple of questions. I always try to give people in-depth perspective on, accomplishments inside the CYPRX community and just showing people that we're real individuals here, really making progress in our trading. So I thought that I'd have you on. I do appreciate you for sharing this morning your trade breakdown. I know that takes a lot of courage, and not everybody is really confident with breaking down their analysis and their trade setup. So you did catch a phenomenal trade this morning on Bitcoin, which is cool. I won't waste your time. Let's just jump straight into it, man. First off, how long have you been a part of CYPRX? What's your name? Where are you from? Just kind of introduce yourself to the people real quick.
Okay, my name is Esteban Franco. I'm from Mexico, from Sonora. I'm here in this community from October 2022. This is now like a year and a half almost. I've been here, and I've been loving it. I've been loving it so far. It has been great. I think I will never leave.
I love that, man. I love that. And you know what's crazy? It's something that I say in the private community all the time. I know that you've heard this before, is that there's a certain onset of individuals that come into this community. They have the right mindset. They have that long-term perspective. They know that trading takes time. It takes persistence. It takes consistency. It takes discipline and determination. And bro, you're definitely one of those individuals. I remember talking to you when you first came into this community, and you were like, man, this is it. I gotta give this my all. I gotta really put in my best foot forward. And I told you, if you do and you pay attention to what we teach you, you're going to see progress. And, as of right now, you're definitely seeing progress. So um, I'll just ask you a couple of questions right off the bat. What is one of the most important things that you personally have taken away or learned from being in this community? Just one. I know that there's probably many, but just give the audience one thing.
Yes, I learned here a lot, but one of the most important things I think is research. When I came here, I didn't know how important was to do your research and find out the real things about everything, how things work behind the scenes, who works what, who manage this asset, why does a trading pair go up or down on a fundamental basis. That thing was the most important thing to me. I didn't know anything about that before I joined this community, and right now is one thing I appreciate a lot.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to take away. I even remember in the beginning stages of my my trading and investing career, you kind of come into this space and you see market volatility, you see price fluctuations, and you don't really know what key factors or drivers or fundamentals are actually making those volatile price swings, whether it be in crypto or whether it be in forex or commodities. Having a fundamental and technical understanding of what's creating volatility and opportunity in the market gives you such a strategic advantage. I mean, just like how we've been covering fundamentals, knowing why gold is going to move or why Bitcoin is going to move, comparable to what the retail crowd thinks, gives you such an advantage over other market participants to take form of opportunity. So that's really cool, man, to see that you found that value in the CYPRX community. I know that for myself and Institutional Scalper, we try to give you guys as much value and information as possible. Obviously, of course, us ourselves can't sit here and claim to know everything, right? That's impossible. But the information that we do know, we try to project that onto you guys, and it's clearly working. So that's really dope, man. Um, I like to ask this question a lot. So obviously, of course, we all had our beginner expectations in the market, right? We're going to come into this market, we're going to make massive amounts of money in a very short period of time. Just kind of talk through real fast your expectations when you first started trading compared to your perspective on the market now, how long the journey really actually takes, and kind of the realism and the realistic perspective behind what it takes to become a real investor or a day trader.
Okay. Well, when I joined, I wanted to get rich fast, as you said. I definitely had that on my mind when I joined. I'm gonna invest 3, 4 months of learning, and then I'm gonna be trading hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not real, to be honest. That can happen eventually, for sure. But in the beginning, I learned right now. I know that it's a process. You need to grow yourself first. Then, when you grow, you can grow your account, and that's where I'm at right now. I learn. I'll keep learning every day, but yeah, my expectation right now is to build myself up to a level I want to be, and then I'll start growing up my accounts as I trade, as I get better, as I practice, as I gain experience from the
Yeah, for
market.
sure. I want you all listening to really take into consideration the mindset shift, because I myself suffered through the same thing. You come into this market and you're propagated with all of this get rich quick, flashy lifestyle that trading has to offer thrown in your face through social media. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. That's not what trading is about. And that's exactly why CyberX doesn't portray that image to the general public that that's what trading is about, because it really requires discipline. It requires a long-term perspective. It requires risk management and understanding of how to preserve and protect your capital over a prolonged period of time. The goal for everybody when they first come into the market is how to make money, right? But the goal should actually be how to protect and preserve your capital so that way you can last longer than your opposition. Because if everybody's goal here is to make money in this market, then that means that realistically speaking, everybody's goal in this market is to take your money, right? Because if I win in the market, then I'm taking somebody else's money. It's a transfer of value. So that's really cool to see that your perspective now has shifted to a more long-term perspective. And I can see, man, with your progress from when you joined a year ago compared to where you are now, not only your level of education, but your level of execution and your trading style is just, it's changed immaculately. I remember when we first started talking a year ago and we were breaking down price action, you were asking all these questions. How do you do this? How do you split charts? How do you draw your fib and all this stuff? And now, bro, you're executing trades like a professional. And I think that's really cool to see the progress as somebody that came into this community a year ago is seeing steady progress, vice versa. Compare that to somebody who came into this community with a quick fix mindset and expectation that they're going to get rich quick, and they're nowhere to be found now. So anybody that's listening, just take that into consideration. And then, because I want this video breakdown real fast to be short, just give the audience one word of advice from a novice perspective. Like if you could give one piece of advice or one sound piece of wisdom to a beginner trader, maybe just a dollar cost averager or an individual that's looking to get into trading, regardless if it's crypto or forex, what would you say to them?
Okay, just one thing that comes to mind is don't rush things. I was rushing myself at the beginning. I was rushing to that first goal I said earlier, and I wanted to get rich fast. I rushed my trading. I rushed myself into buying challenges that I couldn't support at the moment because I wasn't in the right place and the right I didn't have the right mind to it, so I lost a challenge. I lost my edge at the moment in the market because Mark Douglas says in his book, when you have when you first start trading and you haven't faced a loss yet, you have a mindset that you will never lose. So losing in trading is as needed as a restaurant needs to buy food. So you need to learn that you have to lose eventually in trading. So accept that loss and move on. Learn from it. That's very important thing. Learn from your loss as much as you learn from your winnings.
Yeah. I think the one thing that sets, successful market participants apart from the individuals that aren't successful is their ability to learn from their mistakes. Realistically speaking, becoming successful at trading is just making a lot less mistakes. That's really it. You come into this market and you over leverage, you over trade, you over analyze, you over anticipate things, you freak out, you're anxious, you're nervous, all these things, and they're all self-inflicted. The market doesn't do that to you. You do that to yourself, pretty much based off of a lack of educational knowledge and foundation of understanding how this market works. And when you have the ability to change that, write down a list of things that you did wrong for every specific trade, collect that data over a prolonged period of time. You can then go back and say, okay, I did this one day. I over leveraged. Let me not do that again. I over traded. I assumed the wrong direction of the market because I overthought this. Let me not do that again. And when you can do that over a consistent, prolonged period of time, you start to become better. You're going to see, just like you referenced Mark Douglas, another thing that Douglas references in his book is you go through this period of elevation in your trading, like you said, right? You think you're never going to become um, or you're never going to experience a loss, and you're just up, you're up, you're up. And what will seriously set apart you from the other individuals is when you take that loss and your trading goes back downhill. Are you going to make a series of higher highs and higher lows and continue the drive up? Or are you just going to continue to bury yourself deeper, deeper, deeper and quit? So it's really cool to see. If I could give one piece of advice before we end this call here to a novice or beginner investor, it would be to believe in yourself. If you don't have the ability to believe in your own personal capability to succeed in these markets, it doesn't matter if I believe in you. It doesn't matter if Esteban believes in you. It doesn't matter if the whole entire CyPRX community believes in you. You're never going to make it. You have to set yourself goals, and you have to set yourself a solid belief system that you have the teachability index to accumulate this information, that you have the patience and the ability to actually take time to apply it over a prolonged period of time. And all of that comes with the ability, the self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself in any endeavor in life, you're never going to make it. So just believe in yourself. And if you can do that, then you can take the education that we provide here at CYPRX and you can start to implement that over a prolonged period of time. It's not going to be some overnight quick fix. I hate that about this freaking trading realm, is that it's so congested and it's so saturated with these people that have been lying to people for such a long period of time that everybody thinks that every mentor and community is like that. And I can't stand it. But here you can see a prime example of individuals that have taken advantage of the knowledge and the information that we provide here at CyPRX. And it's really heartwarming to see that, Esteban. It really truly is, man. Not only with inside of yourself, but other individuals in this community. I consistently say this, that over the next couple of years, man, especially if we see a crypto bull run, yeah, man. I mean, dude, this community is going to elevate. I'm super excited to see where you go with your trading. I'm definitely looking to come out to Mexico within the next year. So I'm sure that I will see you. I'll be linking up with you, Christian, Emiliano, and some other traders that we have in Mexico. So I look forward to the future, man. Thanks for giving me your time.
No, thanks to you, man.
Did you want to say anything to the audience before we head off here?
Just keep grinding.
Keep grinding, man. Thanks. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm sure that I'll see you on some more Zoom calls.
Thank you.
Alrighty, everybody. So that was Esteban, one of our CyPRX superior traders from Mexico. And I'm going to just simply go over a trade that he caught today on Bitcoin, utilizing the information that we provide in the monthly subscription section in the CyPRX private community, trading the Bitcoin delta zones that we provide in advance to our members ahead of the curve. Now, I get that a lot of people don't understand how to trade, but we have phenomenal fundamental PDFs And we also have Zoom call breakdowns going over this criteria and how to utilize these delta zones, so that way you have a firm understanding of how to implement this information and take advantage of these market opportunities, even if you're just a dollar cost averager. Albeit, obviously, of course, Esteban is a trader where he is trading on a leveraged account, but you can utilize these delta zones to your advantage for dollar cost average opportunities as well. So we're going to go over this phenomenal trade breakdown real quick that Esteban caught. As you all can see from the screenshots that Esteban has sent me, he made plus 50% on his Bitcoin long today, which is a phenomenal increase in his overall portfolio. Just to go and show you all that we are seeing improvement in the CYPRX private community from our members that are implementing this information correctly. So before we get into the trade breakdown, let's just go over one of the PDFs that our institutional scalper has provided to the CYPRX community, just giving a very simplistic and clean breakdown. This is one of our easy to read PDFs that go over how to use and implement these deltas and how to conjure the manipulation zone and how to actually implement this information. So we're just going to read from top down a couple of pages, and then we're going to go over and I'm going to show you all how Bitcoin respected this same exact price setup today. And again, showing you all that our CYPRX community members are actually benefiting from this information, which just goes to show that we are a community providing valuable information. Hopefully you take advantage of that. And if you want to join our private monthly membership program, you can visit CYPRXtrading.com. So what is delta manipulation? Overall, dark pools are consistently manipulating the markets while delivering price. Delta zones have a lot of liquidity, and many algorithms which are coded for a breakout move, momentum move, or a volatile move, for example. Now, in order to catch them, dark pools show intent by breaking delta zones. And as soon as we see a pool of liquidity created, dark pools then reverse price to the opposite direction, which results in a loss to many and a gain to few, if we assume intraday trading styles. Now, the manipulation zones have created criteria that should be met in order to qualify. So this is what you want to see. And this is exactly what Esteban completely smashed today in the markets, which is just so phenomenal to see overall the improvement of our CYPRX community members. Those are explained in the following screenshots below and should have the same characteristics in a sell scenario. So obviously, of course, to the inverse side, but we're going to cover buy scenarios. So step number one, we want to see price distribute or come down beneath the buy delta zone, i.e. a break of the buy delta where manual retail investors are most likely facilitating sell positions above these highs. Step number two we want to see is very important. We want to see the break of a buy delta back to the upside. And afterwards, that's when the manipulation zone is created. So as you can see, price distributes down underneath of the delta. We get that manipulation grab beneath lows, price reverses and pushes bullish back up above the buy delta and breaks previous market structure highs. After that, step three is when we look for our retest in our entries. Here you can see in the PDF chat, which is again just a simplistic PDF compared to the many PDFs that we have breaking down price action for our overall CYPRX monthly members, is we want to see a retest for entries. We can use any method like the fib, discount areas, or price to enter manipulation zones, again for a retest, which should be classified as the best prices available with tighter stops and higher risk to rewards. So just going over this information, generally speaking, if you're still here, smash that thumbs up button so I can show you how the CYPRX students managed to completely demolish Bitcoin today by using this information. As you can see, Esteban sent me screenshots here. We're not making this information up. Our traders are actually confirming that this stuff works. So having looked at the PDFs, let's go over to the Bitcoin price action. We're going to stick to the 1 minute chart. Actually, matter of fact, we're going to go to the 2 minute because that price action is so much cleaner. Now, here is the overall delta zone on Bitcoin, and you can see price distributed down into the delta zone, violating the delta zone, which is step one on the PDF that we provide for our private CYPRX community. We want to see the delta zone broken to the downside. As you can see, price came down and broke the overall delta zone to the downside. Step number two is we want to see a reversal and the momentum push back through to the upside of the delta after the manipulation zone is created. Here you can see this is where the delta manipulation zone was created. Price reversed and pushed back to the upside through the delta zone. Following that, what do we want to see? We want to see price break previous market structure highs, i.e. signaling that buyers are in control. And sure enough, here you can see after price broke through the delta, had a slight reversal, we then started to create the definition of bullish order flow, i.e. the market structure making higher highs and higher lows that broke previous bearish market structure lower highs. All that was left for Esteban to do was to follow step 3. And that is where we look for retest and entries as price comes back down into discount to retest either the delta or the manipulation zone. Sure enough, Esteban facilitated that correctly. So here in the example, you can see where we would want to be drawing our Fibonacci from the bottom of the manipulation area, from this low up into the high, where price started to exhaust itself after breaking previous bearish market structure, showing buyers back in control, and price came back down into the overall 79% discount, giving us a solid risk to reward ratio where we can say, okay, price is now discounted. This gives us a valid area to place our stop losses beneath in case our overall directional bias is incorrect, protecting our capital and minimizing our risk while maximizing our reward. Following that step, all that was left to do was to start to target highs. Here you can see step number 4 and vice versa. Here you can see on Bitcoin, all that was left to do was for us to target highs. And sure enough, we saw buyers come back into the market at that 79% sweet spot, which presented a sound risk to reward ratio of a 1 to 2.5 RR. This was a phenomenal trade execution by one of our CYPRX members, following the PDF criteria and how to implement these deltas into crypto-related trading or dollar cost averaging promptly, effectively, and efficiently. I cannot stress enough that if you are out there looking for direction in the markets, whether that be a more firm understanding of technical or fundamental understandings, the CYPRX community can provide that for you all. Here you can see, just going over to our educational PDF section, this isn't even scratching the surface of the information that we provide in our research chat. This isn't even scratching the information that we provide on our weekly Zoom calls. This is just the educational PDF section. We have 3 of them. We have the educational PDF guides that give you an in-depth perspective on fundamentals and technical analysis. We have Web3 PDF section that covers crypto fundamentals and the Web3, i.e. Fourth Industrial Revolution. That, like literally, I can just scroll up and show you hundreds of fundamental PDFs. And then we also have our Delta education section that goes into a detailistic perspective on how our CYPRX members should be implementing and utilizing these deltas in their trading and in their investing. So again, if you're interested in this information and you want access to it, we'd love to have you on the team. We have over 80 members in our CYPRX monthly section. We're looking to gather 200. Once we have reached that number of 200, we are going to completely close off access to the general public. So take advantage of this opportunity while you can. Many blessings to you all. If you enjoyed this video breakdown, just giving you guys an inside perspective into the CYPRX private community, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support, and we look forward to potentially seeing you with inside our CYPRX community.